I don't know what the big deal is about the fact that Caitlin is getting a lot of love. She deserves that, and she's helped change this game just as a lot of other players have. But it is what it is. And I think that we are all benefiting from the effects that she's had on the game. And I just appreciate the way she shows.
You know, it's a wild day in women's basketball when a Hall of Famer steps into a podcast and drops more truth than a finals post-game presser. Lisa Leslie didn't just defend Caitlin Clark recently, she delivered a masterclass in poise, perspective, and yes, a humbling moment for Angel Reese on her own show. Thousands were listening, and Reese had a front row seat to what can only be described as the most graceful clapback in podcast history.
In my season 2, what's some advice that you would give for me?
Season 2, I can't wait to work with you some more. The biggest advice I have for you is going to be how you shoot your layups, period.
While the internet has been melting down over the Clark versus Reese saga, fans turning it into a Marvel-level rivalry, Lisa Leslie stepped in playing an entirely different game. She didn't pick a side, she elevated the conversation. One day, she's praising Caitlin Clark's impact on the league. The next, she's offering Angel Reese the kind of mentorship you don't get in practice. It wasn't about beef, it was about growth. And let's be honest, someone had to say it.
But she literally got called out for missing layups. I mean, on her own damn
Let's rewind a bit. For months now, it's felt like Caitlin Clark couldn't breathe without a WNBA vet throwing a passive-aggressive quote or a side-eye her way. From jealousy-drenched tweets to full-on body checks on the court, it's been clear that some in the league weren't exactly rolling out the welcome mat. So when Lisa Leslie, one of the founding queens of the WNBA, stepped up and said, "Actually, Caitlin's doing everything right," it hit like a game winner at the buzzer.
You want to see more WNBA people saying this, and it's just so obvious.
This wasn't just another opinion from the peanut gallery. This was Lisa Leslie, the woman who practically built the WNBA's foundation, who dunked before it was trendy, and who knows exactly what it takes to carry a league. So when she says Caitlin Clark is the real deal, people listen.
To understand that when one player eats, we all eat. And as we all get more opportunities, it just opens it up for everyone else. And I think Caitlin has said that even herself in certain interviews. And I love that. I love that she's not the player who's like, it's all about her. It's not. She's giving love and homage to those of us that have come before her. She shares the wealth with her teammates, and she doesn't have to do that. So I just don't, again, I don't know what the big deal is about the fact that Caitlin is getting a lot of love. She deserves that, and she's helped change this.
And Lisa didn't just say Caitlin Clark is good, she praised the how, not just the stats. She pointed out Clark's humility, her willingness to uplift the legends who came before her. In a league where some players act like they invented the crossover, Clark's respect for the game's history stands out. Lisa highlighted that loudly. She said in so many words, "Are you all even paying attention? Because while some are busy complaining about camera time, Caitlin is out here giving flowers to the pioneers."
And she's a competitor. She's a trash talker. She makes players around her better. She's exciting to watch. And quite frankly, I've missed seeing her. Being at Unrivaled, I wish that she was there. Like, I've missed seeing her play. So I really look forward to seeing her back out there. But as I do all of the WNBA players, we are really watching a very exciting level of basketball.
But let's talk about the moment, the pivot that made jaws drop. Leslie didn't just defend from the sidelines. She took it directly to Reese herself. Sitting down with Angel Reese on her own podcast, in a setting where Reese had full control of the mic and the edit button, Lisa Leslie went full truth-teller mode. And what did she do? She looked Reese dead in the eye and called out her biggest weakness, those bricked layups.
The biggest advice I have for you is going to be how you shoot your layups, period. We're going to fix that. Yeah. That's fixable for you. And I think that's probably the biggest. I think your shot from the outside is improving. I love that your ball handling is good. Your defense is improving.
Let's pause and appreciate the situation. You invite a legend onto your show, expecting some legacy talk, maybe a few laughs, a girl power vibe. Instead, you get your finishing issues aired out like laundry in front of thousands of listeners. It wasn't cruel, it wasn't petty, it was real. And honestly, it was the kind of coaching moment Reese might not get anywhere else.
Hoops game where she literally needs to put up 300 shots a day. And I'm not kidding. Like 200 or 300 shots a day, and that's missed layups. She's 6'3" or 6'4", can't hit a layup to save her life. And literal videos have went mega viral of just her missing layups in games.
Lisa didn't drag Reese. She taught her. And that's what makes her such a force. She didn't embarrass Angel. She elevated her by telling the truth the same way a Hall of Famer would pull a struggling rookie aside and say, "You've got the tools, but your fundamentals need work." If Angel's smart, she'll take it as a gift.
You gotta go out there and prove yourself. And listen, are we gonna get upset about 5, 6, 10 games less on television or not? I don't think we should. We have access to find these games now in a way that we never had before. And we have to appreciate that, and all these platforms that support the depth.
What Lisa understands better than maybe anyone in the league is that everyone wins when the stars rise. And Caitlin Clark? She's not just rising, she's skyrocketing. Leslie reminded, everyone that Clark's visibility isn't a threat to veterans. It's a rising tide. More eyeballs on the league means more money, more coverage, more seats filled. And more importantly, it means a future where both newcomers and veterans get paid what they deserve. Lisa even tackled the drama around Clark's TV time head-on.
Stephen A. Smith had a very interesting discourse with Fee recently over the number of games the Fever have broadcasted this season compared to other teams who have also got stars on them. So curious what you make of W's decision to lean into highlighting its stars.
While players like Reese and others complain about how many national games Clark's team gets, Leslie broke it down like a professor. "When one of us eats, we all eat," she said. In other words, if you're mad about TV slots, you should be thanking her for the audience boost.
I think it's all about money, marketing, and we cannot deny what Caitlin Clark has done for the women's game. I'm not going to act like it's something that we don't see. She's had a huge effect called the Caitlin Clark effect. Yes, have we ever had teams have to get into larger arenas to play against a team? No, we have not. So if we have more eyeballs on the game and Caitlin Clark brings that, why would we feel some kind of way because she has more television games?
Remember when some players and even ESPN downplayed Caitlin Clark's college success at Iowa just because she didn't win a national championship?
I'm curious, where would you rank her amongst all-time college players in your opinion?
Ooh, that's tough because you got to win one. I feel like that college is one of those spaces where you got to win one for them to even have your name in the conversation. And it took me 3 years to win mine, so it's.
Well, guess what? Lisa Leslie responded to that too.
If you think winning an NCAA championship is needed for that eventual GOAT conversation, greatest of all time status.
Absolutely not. I didn't win an NCAA championship. I was National Player of the Year. I won all of the individual awards. But sometimes, it's very hard to win a national championship, regardless of how much people talk about it, like, oh, you have to have it. It is one of the hardest things to do in a tournament where you have so many games and you're trying to get there. So yeah, shout out to all of the players who were able to win national championships, but it doesn't make a player who didn't win a national championship any less of an amazing individual player and the possibility to be in the talks of being a GOAT for sure.
Then came the statement that wrapped it all up. Lisa remarked, "Clark has earned this every bit of it. The spotlight, the endorsements, the buzz because she's revolutionizing the game." Coming from someone who herself transformed the game, that's not just hype. It's a recognition.
Hey, listen, Caitlin, I am so thankful for her. I'm thankful for all of these women and where this game is. And we have to step back and see the big picture and how it's impacting all of us.
So what did we see? It wasn't just a defense of Caitlin Clark or a critique of Angel Reese. It was a moment where one of the greatest players in the game reminded everyone of what true leadership is. You uplift, you correct, and above all, you speak the truth, even when it's tough, even if it's on someone else's platform. Because at the end of the day, Lisa Leslie isn't about picking sides, she's about improving the game. And Caitlin Clark, she's proving, day by day, that she's not just a media sensation, she's the future Lisa Leslie envisioned.
Lisa Leslie is completely on the money here. And that's just a problem when it comes to a lot of the old WNBA, is that they just can't not even wrap their head around. They can't just accept, okay, this person is more popular than been.
You'd expect a player to dream of nothing but praise from a Hall of Famer, but instead of a standing ovation, Angel Reese got something far more valuable, a reality check from Lisa Leslie. And it wasn't just any critique, it was a full-on masterclass on layups. Yes, layups, one of the first skills you learn in youth basketball. For someone who brands herself as the Bayou Barbie, Reese might want to consider adding layup lab rat to her Instagram bio.
It's just a fact. She is, it's more than a fact. She is not good at layups. But I was looking at her stats. I jotted some down right here, and she shoots an abysmal 39% from the field. She shot below 50% on shots less than 5 feet away, which is bad. And even worse than that is that shots from 5 to 9 feet, 13%.
Lisa didn't hold back, and on Angel's own podcast, no less. She went straight to the point in the nicest, most big sisterly way possible, shining a light on the elephant in the paint, Angel Reese's finishing struggles at the rim. And this wasn't some advanced analytics breakdown. It was a WNBA legend gently reminding her that if you're going to be the face of a franchise, you probably shouldn't be missing easy shots under the basket.
This is like WNBA leveling up and all eyes on her now. I think that she knows that she has to completely restructure her form, because that is not the way to be efficient in the post position that she is in. At the post position that she's in, a layup is supposed to be a given. She needs to improve her touch around the rim, like all over the place, but she seems to take these desperation shots.
Now here's where it gets interesting. Angel had complete control of the podcast. She could have easily edited out the awkward parts, tossed the critique aside, and served up the classic all-love, queen version for her fans. But she didn't. She let it ride. That, in itself, was a plot twist. Maybe Angel understood that. This wasn't shade, it was sunlight. Lisa Leslie wasn't trying to embarrass her. She was trying to help her evolve.
Look, let's give her credit for trying to evolve her game. We have to give her a little credit. I think she realizes my game is incomplete.
The moment wasn't one-sided either. Leslie didn't come to roast Reese. She came to guide her. She praised Angel's ball-handling improvement and gave credit to her developing defensive game. It wasn't a takedown. It was a balanced performance review from the GOAT of constructive criticism. Only someone who genuinely cares would risk a little discomfort in the name of growth.
It actually happened on Angel's own podcast. Wow. That is pretty embarrassing to have someone come on your podcast and as a professional basketball player, hey, what do you think I need to work on? Layups. Okay, good luck with that.
But then came the deeper layer. Leslie suggested that Reese's layup struggles might not just be a mechanical issue, but something psychological, the dreaded athlete's curse, the yips. For the uninitiated, the yips are like your muscle memory suddenly hitting a brick wall. One day, you're automatic. The next, you're clanking open layups like you've never touched a basketball. Lisa raised the question gently, but seriously, and it cracked open a bigger conversation about the mental side of the game, something that no one, especially newcomers, wants to admit they're struggling with. And that's what separates Leslie from your average analyst. She doesn't just break down tape, she breaks down barriers. She understands that mentorship isn't about inflating someone's ego or going easy on them, it's about telling the truth, even when it stings. That kind of honesty is rare, and it's what legends do.
I'm going to authentically and seriously give Angel Reese credit because it's a podcast and it's her podcast. And if she wanted to edit that out, she could have.
But here's the twist that no one saw coming. Angel Reese didn't flinch. She didn't rage quit the interview or clap back with a TikTok. Instead, she let the critique breathe. She kept it in the episode, let it go public, and in doing so showed a side of herself we haven't seen often. In a league where image is everything, Reese showed vulnerability and fans noticed.
I think there's some self-awareness here that she's heard the loud roar and the pushback. She's understands like, hey, things I got away with in college, I'm not gonna get away with in the WNBA.
Still, there's something bigger at play here. Lisa Leslie isn't just handing out tough love at random. She's drawing up a blueprint, a blueprint for what leadership in the WNBA should look like. She's showing how we elevate the league, not by fueling petty rivalries, but by fostering accountability. She supports Clark because she recognizes generational greatness. She critiques Reese because she sees untapped potential. This isn't favoritism, it's a framework.
Not bigger and stronger than everybody else. And so the things that were hidden in college, and particularly in high school, that I can't do it anymore. And so I might as well be honest about it and authentic. I'm working on it, guys.
And yet, social media still can't figure out whose side Lisa is on. That's the thing. Leslie isn't playing favorites. She's playing the long game. She's trying to build something bigger than viral moments and petty feuds. She's building a league where young players grow, stars shine, and everyone levels up. Because at the end of the day, Lisa Leslie doesn't need to pick a side. She already picked the sport.
Just thank you, Lisa Leslie. Thank you, Lisa Leslie. I cannot stress this enough. Thank you. There is somebody with sense. There is actually somebody with some sense.
What we're witnessing with Lisa Leslie right now isn't just a masterclass in leadership. It's a blueprint for the future of women's basketball. While the rest of the league debates airtime and endorsement money, Leslie is busy drawing up a long-term strategy for the WNBA's success. Her approach celebrates the stars who bring in fans, while demanding accountability from everyone who wants to rise with them. It's not favoritism. It's functional leadership.
It's all about money, marketing. We cannot deny what Caitlin has done for women's game. Said Leslie, 2-time champion, 3-time MVP. Why would we feel some type of way that she has more television games? I don't know what the big deal is of the fact Caitlin is getting a lot of love. She deserves this. She's helped change.
Let's break it down. When Lisa backs Caitlin Clark, she's not just praising the star. She's recognizing a key business truth. You can't grow a league without growing the audience. Clark is doing just that, bringing new fans in even when she's not playing. But Leslie's vision goes beyond metrics. When she gives Angel Reese a tough love tutorial on layups, it's not an attack, it's an invitation to level up. Leslie isn't just pointing out what Reese lacks, she's showing her how to become great.
I just don't know if it's fixable. This isn't Steve Sachs with problems with the yips.
The yips.
This is, this isn't a golfer with the yips on a golf course. This is, if you make it to age 22, 23, and you can't shoot a layup.
And that path might not look like Clark's. That's the genius of Leslie's mentorship. She suggested Reese lean into what makes her unique. Rebounding, defense, energy. She referenced players like Dennis Rodman and Joakim Noah, NBA legends who didn't fill up the scoring sheet but built championship legacies by dominating their roles. Leslie's message was clear. You don't have to be the leading scorer to be a star, be a force. Some players struggle in the transition from college to the pros because they try to copy someone else's blueprint. Leslie is urging Reese and the rest of the league to find their own. The players who survive and thrive in this league are the ones who adapt, lean into their strengths, and elevate their teammates along the way.
This is straightforward. And let's be real. Every single person knows this. They know this. It's not like they are these people that are complaining about this don't know exactly what Lisa Leslie said. They're just scared to say.
One of the most groundbreaking aspects of Leslie's approach is how she seamlessly combines business and basketball without sacrificing either. She isn't picking between boosting jersey sales and enhancing player skills. She's accomplishing both, demonstrating that the WNBA needs both elements. Want fans filling the stands? Develop stars. Want championships? Improve the players. By doing both, you create a league that endures. Right now, the WNBA stands at a pivotal moment. There's a temptation to either elevate the stars or safeguard the veterans, but Lisa Leslie isn't falling for either. She's showing that real progress happens when the league welcomes tough discussions and honors those who push the game forward, elevate the standards, and expand the spotlight.
Anyone talking rationally knows, what has happened to the WNBA right now is going to be the best thing for them, and it's going to be the best thing in the future. But it's and you're going to see it. You see it in every walk of life where it's if you had it hard and somebody down the line has it easy, a lot of the time you're going to be complaining about the people that have it easy.
That's the brilliance of Lisa's game plan. She's not putting Caitlin Clark on a pedestal and sidelining Angel Reese. She's making space for both, because when one player breaks through, it opens doors for others. When Reese reaches her full potential, it will be thanks to moments like these where honesty beats ego and mentorship wins. So the question is, who's going to follow Lisa's lead? Will other WNBA vets step up to mentor and build, or continue mistaking stardom for competition? Lisa Leslie isn't here to play favorites. She's here to build a future where Caitlin Clark's success fuels growth for everyone. The ball's in your court, Angel Reese. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. See you in the next one.